Hello everyone, this is a class on electric circuits and in today's class we will be discussing about the types of elements. So the different types of elements are active and passive elements, linear and non-linear elements, bilateral and unilateral elements, time variant and time invariant elements. So we'll discuss all these types of elements in detail. First we'll go into active and passive elements. What is active element and what is passive elements? Active elements. Active elements are those elements that deliver power to the external circuit. Active elements are those elements that deliver power to the external circuit. Element that deliver power to the external circuit. For example, voltage source, current source, etc. Voltage source, current source, etc. Now next one is passive elements. Passive elements are those elements that absorb power from the external circuit. For example, resistor, inductor, etc. Elements that absorb power. Example, resistor, inductor, etc. Next classification is linear and non-linear elements. Linear elements. What are linear elements? Linear elements are those elements whose VI characteristics is a straight line that is passing through the origin. Elements whose VI chara is a straight line passing through the origin. Then it is a linear elements. And for non-linear elements, the elements whose VI chara is not a straight line and it is not passing through the origin, then it is a non-linear element. VI chara is not a straight line. For example, we will draw the VI chara of a resistor. Now, resistor shows a VI chara which is a straight line and it is passing through the origin. So, it is a linear element. And I will draw another chara. This chara is not a straight line. This is a chara of a diode. So this is a resistor is a linear element and the second chara is of a non-linear element. So these are about linear and non-linear element. Third category is bilateral and unilateral element. So bilateral element, what is a bilateral element? Bilateral element. If an element offers same impedance in both the direction of current, then it is a bilateral element. If an element offers same impedance in both the direction of current. Then it is a bilateral element. Sorry, it is a bilateral element. For example, this is a VI cara. So for this, first we'll take the first quadrant. In the first quadrant, we can see that voltages in the first quadrant, voltage is positive, and also the current is also positive. And what would be the impedance? Impedance is V by I. That is, voltage is positive and also current is positive. Therefore, the impedance will also be positive. This is the case of first quadrant. Now we will take the second quadrant. Here we can see that voltage is in the negative direction. Current is positive. Voltage is negative and current is positive. Now the impedance Z will be V by I. That is, voltage is negative, current is positive, so the impedance will be negative. Okay, in the second quadrant, impedance is negative. Now we take the third quadrant. Here voltage is negative and also current is negative. Okay, in the third quadrant, voltage is negative, current is also in the negative direction. So what will be the impedance? Negative divided by negative, that is, impedance will be positive. And in the fourth quadrant, here voltage is positive, current is negative. Voltage is positive, current is negative. So the impedance will be V by I, that is positive by negative. So we get negative impedance. So from here we can see that in the first and third quadrant, impedance is positive. Okay. So an element showing such a characteristic, that is, if the element whose characteristic is lying in the first and third quadrant, its impedance is same in both the direction. In the first quadrant and also in the third quadrant, the element shows positive impedance. So it is a bilateral element. And if we draw a cara in this way, that is, if the VI cara appears to be in the first and fourth quadrant, then we can see that in the first quadrant impedance is positive, but in the fourth quadrant impedance is negative. So we can see that the impedance is not the same in both the direction. In the first direction it is positive and in the second direction it is negative. So we can say that this is a unilateral element. Okay. So unilateral element is this element do not offer same impedance in both the direction. So this is a unilateral element. So what is bilateral element? It offers same impedance in both the direction. Then it is a bilateral element. And if it do not offer same impedance in both the direction, then it is a unilateral element. So now the next classification is, we'll see the next classification, that is time invariant and time variant. Time variant and time invariant. What is time variant elements? If the electrical property of an element change with respect to time, then it is time variant. Electrical property of the element change with respect to time. That is time variant. Now time invariant, elements whose electrical property do not change with respect to time. This is time variant and time invariant elements. So this is all about the types of elements.